Do you need any thought, an idea, a perception, or a sensation to be yourself? You will see very clearly. None of these things are needed. To be conscious, to be yourself, no thought is needed. A thought is needed to remind you something in the external world. A memory helps us to move about in life. If you don't remember the way to this place, you cannot come here. The thought is needed. But to be conscious, you don't need a memory. Nor you need a perception. Perception needed to go out in life. Please see the importance of everything as much as they deserve in your own life. At no time, no perception, no sensation, no memory can ever be an obstacle. This very idea of an obstacle is rather ridiculous because all pervasiveness has no obstacle. To move from a place to place, you may meet with certain obstacle resistance. You are already all over. There is no obstacle, no obstruction, there is no movement. In the name of meditation, when you plan to, as the move from thought to awareness, there seems to be an obstacle. Your thoughts do not go away. But if you know there is no movement from thought to awareness, you don't have to move from anywhere to consciousness. It's already reached. There is no obstacle. When you move from a point in space to another point, there is an obstacle. But between the point and space, there is no obstacle, already reached. So none of your memories of any kind, no impression, no thought or perception can be an obstacle. Please understand. For your sake, not for God's sake. Never make this meditation an obstacle race. There are not too many obstacles to be crossed over. If there is a journey, there is a travel. If there is a movement, You have to negotiate with so many different obstacles. When it is journeyless travel, a movement without mobility. There is no obstacle or obstruction of any kind. That is why jnanam, knowledge of yourself, who you are. And so you are aware of like that. You recognize Ishvara, the totality, consciousness everywhere, into all names and forms, macrocosm, Ishvara, totality. Nantam na madhyam na punastavadim. No beginning, no middle, no end. Vishve Vishwarupa, Vishveshwara, Vishwarupa Pashyami. You see the Jagat Krishnam Pasyadya Sacharacharam, Ekastham, the whole universe in one total existence. Nothing or nobody stands apart. For both type of expansion, being one with the awareness or one with Ishvara, no movement is needed. Understand, please. Is a movement possible from finite to finite, but no movement needed from finite to infinity. No movement needed from Jiva to Ishvara. No movement needed from thought to consciousness. No movement needed from I thought to its source, the awareness. Nor any movement needed from I thought, the Jiva, to Ishvara, who includes all the I. So call it Jiva Ishvara, Ahankar, Brahman, Absolute. Both way, immobility, no movement. Just see that for yourself. The whole living is meditation. All times, all places. all conditions. Vedesh Angavadakramopanishadi Hindim Samaga Dhyanavastita Tadgate Navanasa Pashyantiyam Yogina Yasyantam Navidusura Suravana Evaya Tasmai. Please read, friends. Verse number 12. Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat jnanadhyanam vishishyate dhyanat karma phalatyagah tyaga shantiranantaram adveshta sarvabhutanam maitra karuna evacha nirmamo nirahankarah samadukha sukhakshami santushta satatam yogi yatatma drudha nishchayah mayyarpita mano buddhi yo madbhakta same priyah. So please see that line as we saw in our meditation, understanding. Jnana, Shreyo hi jnanam. Simple statement you take. Knowledge is the ultimate blessing. But please appreciate when you add the next half, abhyasat. Knowledge is the ultimate, the absolute, superior to any abhyas. When you say superior, means it's not a comparison. In fact, there is no comparison. Jnanam, Shreyas, finish. Other things have their place. But you must be very, very responsible when you give this statement that Jnanam abhyasat Shreya, that it is superior to or more meaningful than any number of practices, because it is so nice for a lazy person, physically lazy, intellectually lethargic, to get a sanction for not doing any type of practice. That is where the so-called informed, call them intellectual, informed person, to dismiss every type of practice. But in the process, the person is not rounded up, never polished. Justifies arrogance, justifies stupidity, justifies anger, justifies jealousy. Why? Jnanam. Please understand, if you ever do it, of course other people will fall a victim of your arrogance, but you shall be the first victim of your arrogance, because then nobody shall be around you. Then you start wondering why nobody is here. You need to understand it very clearly. Why this knowledge is absolutely the supreme? Because in any other practice, when you undertake, however small, big, however simple, intricate, however ordinary, exotic, every one of those practices shall invoke an individuality in you, where the individuality shall drag the practice towards itself to claim that he is austere, he is a bhakta, he is a yogi, he is a raja yogi, he is a jnana yogi, he is a karma yogi, that he is the one who can stay underwater without breathing for 1 hour, but can bury himself for 1 month under the clay, can lie on the bed of thorns, he can raise his hand for the longest time. All these things, please appreciate. Only religious practices. The person who is proud of his PhD, I can fly F-16, I can go for a long march, I am the Olympic runner, I am the winner of the longest marathon. Practice, understand. All these things, unconsciously, it can go into your head. And each one of these, whether this practice is meant for knowing yourself, or the practice is meant to give you the self-confidence, both way it becomes a play of the individuality. Please appreciate. Somebody is practicing indulgence, somebody is practicing renunciation. So the person who is practicing indulgence, he considers himself, I am the most indulgent person. And the person who is renouncing, he considers himself, I am the renunciate. What do you do? That is why jnanam. Knowledge is supreme, because in the knowledge of yourself, when you go to the source of the I, in the so-called practices, the I finds a shelter. Are you getting that? In the so-called practices, the individuality finds a shelter. I have given up coffee. Very proud. I have given up smoking also. You guys cannot do it. You are not sincere, you know. For God's sake, you don't have to give it up and show off your pride. Then you go on giving guilt to everybody. Are you getting that point, please? You must watch out. Wisdom does not make you superior, nor it makes you inferior. Samam hi sarvabhutanam adveshta sarvam maitra karuna evacha nirmama nirahankara sama sukha dukham kshami and santushta satatam yogi. Always, where he sees samammi brahma, as he says. Earlier also Bhagavan has told. Everywhere it is one and the same. Your wisdom doesn't make you superior to anybody. Are you getting that? Superiority, inferiority, the comparison comes only at the level of the roles, not at the level of the self. So if unconsciously, even for a moment, you feel either superior or inferior, you are losing sight of yourself. That is where comes the beauty of this wisdom. Humility is not a virtue, as even arrogance is not a virtue. False humility. What do I know? Nothing. Then why are you talking? Shut up and go. If you don't know anything, why are you talking? Like people do that in the public meeting, no? I don't know why they invited me. I don't deserve this respect. I don't deserve this evening, I should not be here. Then get down and go. Why are you? If you know you are not, don't deserve it, then go, get down and go. No, you want to show off his humility. Then everybody should say, see how simple he is. Who are you in your own eyes? Very important. Nirdoshami samam brahma tasmad brahmani te stita. Nirdoshami samam brahma. Brahma samam. The truth, the self is one and the same. Nirdosham, flawless. Everybody is same. Brahmani te stita. They abide in themselves. So you don't have a sense of superiority or inferiority. Whereas role-wise, you cannot escape superiority, inferiority. Why? Somebody has to be younger, somebody has to be older. Right or wrong? A baby is 2 days born. You are already 90-year-old. You can't say both are one and the same. One is 15-year-old, other is 50-year-old. You can't say both are one and the same. But the pride doesn't come. Why? The 15 also will be 50. The 2 also will be 90. So don't disrespect old age. Why? You are going to be the club member after some time. Understand? It's a free membership. You will be automatically pushed out. Just like you don't like the old people, then one day other people, you also, since you have never liked old people, when you become old, you will also think nobody likes you. Your own guilt kills you. But suppose you have respected old age, you respect yourself. You understand? It all comes from you. So this is a very, after talking to you, when I went back in the night, this is working in my head. Why? Because a wrong message can go. Jnanam is Shreyo hi Jnanam. Knowledge is the supreme. Why it is supreme? Incomparable. Not because it's better than anything. Are you getting that? For comparison, there must be second thing. When there is no second thing, where is the question of comparison? Are you getting that? So this is where comes the beauty of your life. Between the two, somebody can run faster, somebody can run slower, somebody can swim faster, somebody can swim, somebody can speak better, somebody can speak less. In silence, what is the comparison? Come on. All be quiet. Who is more quiet? Are you getting that? In silence and quietude, who is more quietude? Who says less quiet? Everybody is. The moment you open your mouth, comparison. Yes. And if there is somebody speaks better, well, that's good, he speaks nice. The other person, it's okay, he just speaks whatever he can speak. Why compare? This flower, this is better or this is better? This is this is this. What a beautiful flower. This is the Jui. I got it from Orissa. So amazing smell it. Amazing. It is here, you can all smell and go. Yes, too good, too good. The clay is not good. As by the time it must be bursting with flowers. It's so good. Anyway, so this is better or this is better? This is hibiscus. Jui is Jui. Human beings, who is better? Why compare? That is why you don't compare yourself with anybody. From the absolute standpoint, incomparable. From the relative standpoint also incomparable. Why? You are you. Why looking at somebody? Oh, his nose is like that. Do you breathe through his nose or your nose? Let's think of it. His tail is like that, his leg is like that, his stomach is like that. What is this? Let him have his stomach, I am having my stomach. Mine is the best. Why? Because this is mine. My body, the best in the world. Why? Mine. Can I live with your body? Best body. But you have got a big tope, let it be there. I love it. I love my tope. Why are you worried? I love my big stomach. Why are you worried? Suppose I hate it, then there is a problem. I like it. But you should not be bald. How does it matter to you? I feel comfortable. It's easy for me. There is nothing to worry. No hair combing, nothing is there. Eh? And rainy season, everybody gets an umbrella. You don't need it. Rain goes. And the rain falls just like that. Why are you worried? No, people should not be bald. I say, who told you that? Who told you that? There should not be is nonsense. What is a fact. This is what I am. So even at a comparison level, not that you are too arrogant or something, but your acceptance of yourself is complete. This is what I am. Understand? The moment it comes to abhyas, there will be a comparison. I can fast for 7 days, he fasts for 1 day, he meditates for 2 hours, I can only be 2 minutes. That is why unconsciously, if you get into this trap of practices which are available for sale in the marketplace, in the name of old religions, new religions, different types of practices. Advanced nose holding, advanced leg stretching, ordinary leg stretching, so all that stuff. Advanced meditation, low meditation, all. Like karate, this belt, green belt, red belt, black belt. So, what happens? All these practices feed the ego. Even knowledge also can feed the ego. Don't suddenly say, only practices feed the ego. Again, knowledge, informations can also feed the ego. I have gone through all Upanishads. In a humble way, you are arrogant. Very subtle, very subtle. In a very humble way, you can be very arrogant. I have gone through few Upanishads. So you thought he is talking humble. What he is telling is pushing it off, showing it off. It's like one teacher, other day, he was, my teacher is there and suddenly he comes out of his room and here there is a big noise outside. When there is a big noise outside, then he sees, what is that? The student is talking to a group of visitors. Then the student comes back and reports to the teacher. See, these people have come here, I found out, they are really come to waste your time because they think they know everything. So I was having a discussion with them. The teacher smiled and said, yes. Of course, it is wrong of them to think they are knowing everything. But what did you do? You think you know so much better than them that you are shouting over them also. So who is better? They don't know anything. But what about you? Feeling so superior that you are making the biggest noise. And you prevent them from seeing me. Because you already think you can dispose them of. You can dispose them of. Can you teach them? Are you getting that point? Arrogance means disposing of. You dispose them of. Can you teach them? Can you make the person see his limitation in a graceful way? So that the person is available for learning. If you show off your learning, the other person will go. If you gently show his limitation, he will stay to learn. Are you getting that point, please? It is, you understand the depth of this thinking? It's like other day somebody was telling me that one youngster, he was going to somebody's house for a visit, and this man he is a little rough. He thinks no end of himself. Because he has a big car, he has got big Mercedes, BMWs. So everybody looks up to him. So when some youngsters had come to that house, they told him, "Hey, you see this? To come to this level is not a joke. You have to really hard work." Meaning, I am a hard worker. Are you getting that point? The message you are giving. It's not easy to get this car, That means what? I am a very capable person. Or else, how can I get it? And that means you cannot get it. Now this person, youngster, in 7-8 years' time, they are married and they have a double income and everything, and they have also got a BMW. Now the person comes and tells to somebody else, "See, that person was so proud. He was telling that he cannot do this. See, have we not done it? So are you humble? Huh? When you show off, are you humble? Why are you giving that information? Who wants to know? Suppose you are walking in the street, will you give me that information? No, then don't talk about your plane. Are you getting that point, please? If you would be walking, if you are a failure, will you talk about it to me? No. Then don't talk about your plane. Because it means nothing to us. You understand? To the poor cousins, to the poor friends, the people who have not achieved anything, people who have achieved something, they big show off. Why? To create more heartburn, jealousy. But suppose you are a person happy with yourself, very good. Have it. Because it means nothing. You are walking on the earth did not mean anything. You are flying in your plane also did not mean anything. Why? Because you are living for yourself. It means nothing to us. How does it matter? Think. Unconsciously, humility can be total arrogance. And arrogance, of course, is arrogance. Understand? So, be conscious. That statement, Shreyo hi jnanam, is so beautiful. But if it is misunderstood, it is a sharp weapon to kill you as well as to kill others. Are you getting that point, please? Once you see it, jnanam, so Shreyo hi jnanam. Then, all these abhyas, other things we saw it yesterday itself. Why is it better than abhyas? Because, as I told you, every practice will be a shelter for the individuality. It can be proud of that practice. Instead of resolving the individuality, if the individuality gains false strength, it becomes a disaster. In so-called of our education, you get a false identity. I am a PhD. Therefore you get false strength. Therefore you are shattered in life. When you get the true knowledge, that is why jnanam shreyas. When I know about myself, who I am, as I am, then nothing touches. And that is your test. Test of your wisdom is you are least affected by anything. Comfortable with every idea. God is everywhere. Even you don't attribute anything to yourself, every glory, yadyat vibhuti mat sattvam, srimad urjitamayeva, tattadeva mama tejonsa sambhavam. Everything you see as the glory of the God, because He is indeed everything. He or she or it alone is everything. This I happen to find myself with this body. Have you ever thought of your death? Why don't you think once in a while? Death is a beautiful thing to contemplate upon. That is why ashrams are usually supposed to be by the side of a cremation ground. You cannot believe. Every place we have purchased, we have not looked for a cremation ground, but they have come along with it. Every place. I don't know how. Madras Ashram, just one street away, cremation ground. Here, right the next door is cremation ground. Don't be frightened. No host will come. There is a cremation ground. Right next door. Just behind the yoga class, there is a cremation ground there. Odisha Ashram, cremation ground is there. Any ashram you put, there is one cremation ground. It has come along with it. The package has come. God's grace. You know God's grace. Why is it so? To contemplate on the ephemeral nature of life. You think for yourself, your body, how long it takes to die? Just one moment, poof. And then your entire bank balance, all your achievement, all your houses, your cars, everything, what happens to it? What happens to it? Whether you are a king or a papa, it doesn't matter. Suddenly everything is meaningless. You have absolutely no control. That is why while living you want to live happily, do go. Let not somebody control your life. You live your life so beautifully, happily. Therefore, know yourself. Is there a reason to fight, shout, hate, consider you superior and make everybody feel inferior? Think of it. Just think of it. And that you shall enjoy more when you are with yourself. Why? Immortality is effortless, natural, commonplace. Mortality is exotic, lasts only for a few days. Therefore, enjoy mortality. Immortality is boring. You understand? Happiness is total boredom. What is there so great about being happy? With happiness is normal. Sensations, exotic. Food. So many tastes, so many touches, so many tastes, so many smells, so many sight. Exotic sensations. Happiness? Whether it is through sound or a touch or a smell or a taste or a sight, it is all one. Vishayananda, Brahmananda. That is why more people lose themselves in the sense objects. Can you be somebody, be happy with yourself and choose to be with the sense object? Yesterday's morning point, discover. Have the money, choose your things. Previously people are choosing things for you. But now that you are matured, they are giving you money. You take your money, you choose. Previously you were looking for happiness in so many things. Now the teacher, the scripture, the tradition helps you to reveal the truth in yourself. You want the happiness, then you choose which sensation you want. They gave you God in so many forms. Now you say, the God in all names, all forms. Then you choose which form you want to see as God. You choose. What is? You understand the beauty of it. So much of freedom, you cannot even take it. You'll be afraid of taking that freedom. Oh, you. Because with the freedom comes responsibility. Because why people are afraid of taking freedom? You are free to do it. You can spend as much money you like, but accountable. Ayo, I don't want. You spend ba. Why? Because I can't keep accounts. Just like that. People can't be free because they have to take responsibility too. So it's a very responsible statement. Please. Jnanam Shreyas, no doubt. But until you appreciate it, Abhyas has a place, Dhyana, the meditation has a place, Dhyanat, Karma Phala Tyaga, and Karma Phala Tyaga is very, very important. But that is how the average person begins. Karma Phala Tyaga. That gives you, as even, desire for karma phala. Listen carefully. Why karma phala tyaga? Renouncing the result of action makes you to with yourself. Who desires the result of action? Individual. So if you do the karma phala tyaga, individuality is touched. Are you getting that? One who desires it, you desire, listen, you desire that flower. This flower is in my hand and you desire this flower. I give it to somebody. I am hurting you now. You have already desired this flower, no? So I am giving it to somebody. Then what happens? You feel hurt. I didn't know that you want it. But I give it to somebody. Then you feel hurt. Why? Because you desired. Now suppose the person thinks the principle is karma phala tyaga. Flower is here. I desire it. If it comes, beautiful. Doesn't come, beautiful. Somebody else takes it. So what? Individuality is counteracted. Are you getting that point, please? But when you have an expectation, you are hit. In other words, if you feel hit, you know, you exist. You exist as a limited individuality. Are you getting that? And if you exist as a limited individuality, rest assured, your cup of sorrow will be full. And sometimes overflowing also for other people. And if you don't have that individuality, your cup of happiness is full and overflowing. Then what shall you do? You shall be a person like this. Adveshta sarva bhutanam maitra karunayevache nirmamo nirahankare samas dukkha sukha kshami. Oh, beautiful. Just like in the second chapter towards the end, Bhagavan clearly reveals the truth of one's own self and says, such a person, sthita prajna, he becomes a sthita prajna, one who abides in himself, he becomes sthita prajna. Then Arjuna asks, O Lord, how do I know? Sthita prajnasya kavasa. What is the description of a wise man? Sthita dikim pravaseta. Does he speak? If he speaks, how does he speak? Asita kim. Does he sit down? If he sit down, how does he sit down? Brajeta kim. Does he move? If he moves, how does he move? Because the person is interested in knowing how the wise man moves, behaves, talks, sits down. So that curiosity, so that immediately he can find for himself, do I do like that? If I do like that, then only I am wise. And why do you want to test? Why do you are curious? Why are you curious to know something? Because immediately you shall say whether you have got it or not. You know? Are you getting that point, please? So, you are curious to know how the wise person behaves like this. Now, when Bhagavan Arjuna has asked this question, we saw it in that time. I hope you remember long, long ago, when Ashoka was the king, you read the second chapter, right? Anyway, so when Bhagavan has asked this question, Arjuna has asked this question, Krishna has not directly answered that a wise man sits down in lotus, then every fellow will sit in lotus. A wise man may sit in lotus, but sitting in lotus you don't become wise. A wise man may walk slow, but walking slow you don't become wise. So people try to imitate the physical behavior of the wise man. That is why they shall put on the clothes, put on this type of thing, use a language, om, all that stuff. That is why imitators galore. Because wise man means a cloth. Wise man means sannyasi. Who said that? A wise man may put on a sannyasi cloth, but putting in a sannyasi cloth doesn't make you wise. Just like a lawyer. A lawyer may put on a black gown, but putting on a black gown, you don't become a lawyer. So as even it talks about wisdom means saprajahati yada kaman sarvan parthamanogat. And hey Arjuna, when all the desires are no more affecting the individual, sthita prajna taduchyate. Or the example we saw, as even to the ocean, thousands of tons of water come in. Ocean never overflows. And when the rivers are not pouring in millions of tons of water, the ocean doesn't dry up. In the same way, to whom rivers of sensations or perception carrying hundreds of thoughts do not create any agitation, or when there is no perception, the rivers of perceptions are dry, there is no emptiness inside. Such a person is sthita prajna, yourself. As even, now it is bhakta, one who knows himself. Here Arjuna, he is my devotee. How do you describe a bhakta? I want to know. You want to know? And not a person ringing the bell, throwing the flower, digging a hole and sitting down inside, or embraces one God, or fanatic about a God. None of these are devotees. They are the devotees. Such people are devotee of their image. Are you getting that? They are not devotee of God. They are devotee of their image. You hold on to that God, not because God is important. Now you are the devotee of that God. Are you getting that? You are so exclusive. A devotee of God is not an exclusive entity. Like a wise man is not an exclusive entity. Understand? If exclusive God is a mistake, exclusive devotee also is a mistake. I am the only devotee. Oh, my foot, as they say. Exclusive God, if is a mistake, that only this is the only God, as much that is a mistake, I am the only devotee, also is a mistake. There is nobody like me. Oh, I see. So, with you, God ends, right? Unconscious thinking, please appreciate. So, who is a devotee? The person who is knows of himself and Ishvara everywhere. How is he? This is the mind, this is the wisdom that he enjoys. Adveshta sarvabhutanam adveshta. Atmanah dukkha hetumapi nakinchit dveshti sarvani bhutani atmatvena hi pashyati. Such a person who is adveshta, who has no enemy, not dveshti, never dislikes anything. Even if somebody creates problem for him also, he doesn't dislike him. Suppose a person says, nobody creates problem for me, therefore I don't dislike anybody. What is your greatness? The greatness is, even if somebody creates problem for you, still you don't hate the person. Understand? Avoiding a person is different from hating a person. Avoid a snake. Don't hate a snake. Why? Snake has a place in the scheme of the universe. You can avoid a person. Are you getting that point? Because that person is very angry, short-tempered, stupid, moody. Leave the fellow alone. But don't hate. Why? He has a place. Without him, creation will be incomplete. Who am I to remove somebody when the totality has got a place for him? Listen carefully. At the same time, please understand, at the same time, if the situation demands them to be removed, they have to be removed. Like Krishna encouraging Arjuna to fight that battle. And you don't fight a battle without killing. So some people have to be killed. But why? Not for your pleasure. The circumstances has come to such an extent where the other person just doesn't understand and is ready, he won't give it up. His legitimate share is not going to give to somebody. And if you allow him to go away, all that we have seen in the beginning stages, the whole kingdom will be affected by one person's greediness. So adharma will rise, dharma will be finished. Therefore the dharma must fight against adharma. It's an aggressive goodness. Understand? The bad elements are very aggressive. The good elements are very submissive. Rather, if you are aggressive, they shall say you are bad. No, can you be aggressively good? When the bad elements are aggressive, arrogant, intolerant. When the good elements are aggressive, until the bad person changes, you are very aggressive. When the person changes, you withdraw. Because you are controlled emotion. Are you getting that point, please? It's an amazing thing. Only if you are aware and conscious, you will know what it is. Suppose a child is doing something wrong. If you are a conscious mother or a conscious father, conscious person, a child is doing something wrong. Don't do it. Child, he starts playing and smiling. Then go and smile with the child. You don't carry your anger. Even after the person has changed also, you carry your anger. What nonsense. The child will forget the anger of the person. Again the child will commit a mistake. Again you bring it back. Because you are playing the game to an unconscious person. It requires tremendous patience. Tremendous patience. Please appreciate. To be Adveshta Sarvabhutana. All the people, Adveshta, doesn't hate anybody. Because everything is myself. There is nothing other than it. Tasmat mitra bhava, like a friendship. A camaraderie, oneness with Ishvara. That everything is one. Who I am, and who the other person is, one and the same. But what I have and what the other person has, there is a difference. But the differences are accepted, respected. This is what I have, that's what the other person has. This is my body, the other person's body. I have this knowledge, other person has something else. So you don't have a sense of superiority at any time. Maitra, friendliness. The ignorant person may not have this, because ignorant person wants to be exclusive, to have a sense of superiority. If you have a sense of superiority and exclusiveness, you are ignorant, however you may claim to be wise. Are you getting that point, please? Can you appreciate everything? Wherever there is a little goodness, you appreciate it. If there is something stupid, you also appreciate it. It's just like trees. In mango trees, you don't eat the leaves. You don't eat the root. You don't eat the bark. You only eat the fruit. But I keep the whole tree going because fruit is needed. In drumstick, you eat the leaves, you eat the fruits, you eat the flowers. You don't eat the bark. For that it should be kept. For anything for that matter. In a vegetable, certain things you eat the bark, certain things you eat the flesh, for something you eat the seed. But every vegetable must be maintained. Same thing human beings. Certain human beings, for certain aspect of them, somebody is a good singer, may not be a good person. Who is interested in his? Yeah. This is his place. He comes every day here at this time. Therefore, we are intruding. Okay. Nothing. So this is, the peacock. It has a different types of beauty. But you can't throw away a chicken for that. Oh, so ugly. Early morning, who is going to wake you up 4 o'clock? Before the sun rises, it goes like that. The crows, they must be there. Why? They take out all the dirty things around. Every animal has its own place. That's why Maitreya, friendship with the whole universe. As Kabir Das very nicely says, both of the things have their usage. A knife, a sword, as well as sui. Sui means needle. Why he says? Well, the example is for Just because you are being friendly with the big people, don't neglect the small one. Or just because you require the small people, don't offend the big one. Why? Where the big one will be useful, small one will be of no use. Where the small one will be useful, big one is of no use. He gives the example of a sword and a needle. Suppose my clothes are torn. If my clothes are torn, shall I use a sword to mend it? Unless I want to make it further, cut into pieces. So I need a needle to do that. And when a thief comes, take a needle and go there. When a thief comes, you take the needle to defend yourself. What nonsense. So where the needle helps, the sword will not help. But the sword helps, the needle will not help. Same thing. सबसे मिलिए भाई, न जाने किसी रूप से नारायण मिल जाए. सबसे मिलिए means be friendship with everybody. Whoever comes, very comfortable with them. Why? Oh, rich man, therefore, you may be disappointed, the fellow will not do anything. Poor man, neglect. Maybe that is the person who has everything, who knows? So do not. Please understand. Old person, young person, no. Youth has youth, you old has. Something somebody has, the other person doesn't have. Waiting for the evening, shall you destroy the day? Shall you spoil the whole day? Waiting for an evening program, shall you spoil the whole day? Waiting for the destination, do you want to lose the charm of the travel? So, every moment, every person. Maitra, tasmat, karuna evacha, karuna, kindness. Naturally comes to you. Because you don't want to hurt anybody. A person who is happy with himself cannot hurt anybody. And especially with the attitude Ishvara. He alone in all forms. That is why animal sacrifice. Can you justify? Can you justify animal sacrifice? You cannot. Who wants it? Understand? So only not to kill animal, but kill everybody with your words. This is modern educated man. Educated person, as I told you, doesn't hit with the swords and the sticks, but with the words they lash out. Your words are got so sharp, they kill other person. Civilized, deceptive behavior. Is there any sweetness in your tongue? Understand? Karuna evacha. And where it comes? Nirmamo nirahankara samadukha sugakshami. Nirmama, no mamatvam. There is nothing mine. Why? Everything his. Ma grudha kasyasi dhanam ishavashyamidam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat. Ma grudha. Don't covet anything. Why? Kasyasi dhanam. Whose it is? All belongs to Ishvara. Everything belongs to Him. We are using it for some time. Just think of it. This land, this mountain, this sky, this water, fire, earth, birds, can you say it's ours? You come in for 50 years' time into this world and own up everything? Just imagine, for 60, 70 years, long life, 1800 years, you come and live in this life. In this 100 years' time, you own up everything? And fight with everybody also? Yes, there is a functional ownership. There is a functional ownership. You have a fence, you have a pata, land, for what? For some time you are using it. Before, who was using? So many owners. Afterwards, who knows? What are the kingdoms? What are the emperors? There is a beautiful verse who says, what is his name? Bhartrihari. I forget that verse. It's beautiful that those three Satagam we should take sometimes in the class. Where is the time for all that? Anyway, it's beautiful verses. Saramya nagari param sandrupadi sa chandra bimbanana. He says, he describes beautifully. Saramya nagari, that beautiful city. I don't remember the whole verses. Somewhere you can find out. Saramyanagari, Paramsa Nrupati, and that great king, Sachandra Bimbanana, most beautiful damsels surrounding him. Then Parshve by the side, the powerful youngsters with a raised sword. Sabandini, Sakatha, and I say that. Then there are bhattas, the people who are singing his glory, they are all singing his glory. And all his descriptions, elephants, what is that, horses, all surrounding. But what happens now? Smriti patham kala yasya basat smriti patham agat. Because of which all these great things have literally gone down in the memory lane. Kalaya tasmai nama. To that Kala, my namaskar. To that time, Kalosmi lokakshayakut prabuddha Ishvara. The time, my namaskar. Why? Under its spell, the great empires, wonderful people, powerful people, everybody has disappeared. Down the memory lane. Who remembers? Tasmat, to consider something, mama, mine, functional, yes. Don't take it realistically. Functional, yes. For some time it is mine. Are you getting that? For some time, it is this body, for some time is mine. Elements are there. Do you understand? For some time is yours. Suppose you are very old, you are under ventilator. Is it yours? Or the nurses are taking care? Children are taking care. Parents are, somebody is taking care. This body, you thought is yours, no? Don't touch it. Now everybody touching all over you. No. Hey, remove your clothes. No, I can't remove your clothes. Now you broke your hip. What will you do? Without removing my clothes, watch my hip. How? How do I fix your hip without removing your clothes? Do you understand the point? Think. Can't. They have to give injection only there. What do you say? No, my hip, nobody shall look. Don't do it. That is the only spot they will give it. What do you do? No, just see that idea. Since I have to be given the injection in my hip, so anybody can come and touch my hip, right? That is perversion. But to be stuck on that idea, what is that? Oh, nobody should touch my things. What? My house, my thing. Hey, water is yours. Your own body is not yours. Some people will pack it and bury it. Will you pack your own body and die? Before you die, will you pack your own body and say, I am lying down here? Like Mullah. Mullah asked some masons to build a tomb. Grave. Okay? Build a grave. So Mullah, they finished the grave. Then, but Mullah is not paying. So these builders, they came and the masons, they said, what is this, sir? Your tomb is complete? He said, no, tomb is not yet complete. He said, what do you mean a tomb is not complete? He said, you have built that structure, but it's still not a tomb. He said, why? Because where is the dead body? Without a dead body, it's not a tomb. So only when I die, after death, I'll give you. Now how do you like it? You should finish the job, no? You have not finished the tomb, you see. So you have to wait until I die, then I'll give you. But how? But that is what life is. People think themselves, it's all mine. Oh, I see. Mahadeva. It's not a story, friends, it's not a story. Feel it, see it. The sense of I, and that's why nirmamaha, nirahankara, why? Ishvara alone existing. If bhakta means God alone is existing. Jnani means Brahmasmi. That's the language. Not that they are two different things. They are not two different things. Please appreciate. Don't make a difference between a bhakta and a jnani. Are you getting that? Whether you say God alone is, or you say Brahman, they are all absolute. In both the cases, I, the individual, doesn't exist. That is the common criteria. The common factor is individuality doesn't exist. Name it Brahman Nirguna or name it Ishvara Saguna. But individuality doesn't exist. Individual exists. Individuality doesn't exist. That also beauty. Individual exists because your body will not disappear. Because you see your body as part of the universe, therefore body will disappear, body will continue. But I am the body, that gone. Why? Body is his. The thoughts are his. Everything is. So that is why surrender. What is that? Suppose a thought is coming. God, why this thought? You handle it. You can get angry with God. That is why if you want it, this is where it is. If you can take it, that is a Buddhi Yoga. Buddhi Yoga means what? Straight away move on to yourself. Consciousness. The thought comes, thought goes. Forget God. You don't have to worry about God. Nirguna Brahma. Thought comes, thought goes. One another person says, very, very difficult. Okay, Ishvara. Why this thought? Which one is better? You decide. You decide. But don't say, I am here. If you are, you will get the belt. If I am here, then you will get it. Don't worry. And any time you get hit, you have unconsciously surfaced. Unless you surface, how do you get hit? Remember Balbir. Right? Okay, that is the real interesting thing. Understand? Anywhere. See you walking down. Hey, idiot! Everybody looks. God knows, a strange psychology. You are walking down the street, suddenly somebody, hey, idiot! Now everybody looks. Why are you looking? Is he calling you? Is your name idiot? Why? But the ahankar, who is talking to me like that? Talking to you. Nobody will know you exist. But the person drugs is telling me an idiot. You must be really an idiot. You are just, somebody just talked, but you, long before even somebody called you, you are a really idiot. Now somebody is only calling, bas. But if it makes no difference to you, why? My name is not idiot, so why are you worried? You move. Please see this ahankar. Abba. So two ways you can resolve it. Either in expansion in Ishvara or in go to the source unto yourself. It's so beautiful. Nirmamo nirahankara tasmat sama dukkha sukha. Sukha dukkha sukheshu dukkeshu sama. Comfortable situation, uncomfortable situation, sama. Body has its comfort, body has its discomfort. I am the same. Beautiful weather, happy with myself. Inclement weather, happy with myself. Beautiful weather, no need to carry umbrella. Inclement weather, carry one umbrella, but happy with myself. Very happy, very hungry. Very happy, take some food. What food? Whichever comes on the way. So nothing becomes a problem. Are you getting that point? You, as a principle, you never precipitate a crisis. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. No, it is maturity of the highest order. In the family, what do you see? The baby will say, no, mommy, I want only bread. I want only bread. Then mommy says, no, baby, there is only cereal. Please eat the cereal. No bread. Today there is no. I want only bread. Suppose one 25-year-old says the same thing. What will you do? What will you do? You throw the plate on his face and walk out. Okay, eat your bread. You go. Why? Idiot. No. Suppose a 3-year-old says, bread. You go out of the way to get bread. You know he is an idiot, but then what do? Baby. But so a 30-year-old fellow says, only bread or else I will not eat. Don't eat. You are not hungry. So, babies Do not precipitate, babies precipitate crime, problem. So those who precipitate problem, what are they? Babies. Grown up babies. 30-year-old, 40-year-old, 70-year-old, 90-year-old babies. I knew one family, in this old age, forgetfulness comes. The old person is 80-year-old now, 85-year-old. He eats food, but he forgets that he has eaten. He gets so angry with the daughter-in-law and the son and family. You have not given me food. How can you talk like that? Just half an hour back he has given food. But he forgot. He doesn't register. What do? Do you get angry with it? What do you say? Just like child, now it is second childhood. Forgets. Those tantrums, what can you do? Forgot. That is, when people forget, it's like coming back to childhood. Because you can't handle. Forgotten, no? Very difficult. So, awareness of yourself, call it Ishvara, whatever comes, sama sukha dukkha. Everything is there, fantastic. Nothing there, fantastic. Oh, you understand, you are like a Maharaja. Under a tree you are a king, inside a palace, of course you are a king. That sense of fulfillment, power, sufficiency, fullness, nobody takes away. That is why wherever you are, you may be on the road under a tree. You may be in the United Nations, you are in the village place, you are sitting down on a stone somewhere under a tree, or you are sitting down somewhere in a 5-star hotel. It doesn't matter, you are the king. Everywhere comfortable. You don't think, oh, I'm in a small, I have seen it people, these sadhus, they'll be coming, they insist on taking a big car. Why? How can I come in a small car? Huh? So your value depends on the type of car you are riding. They get angry if you send a small car. I've seen it. The first person, he would have not been a sadhu, just a college dropout or a graduate, would have taken a job, he would not have got a cycle in his life. But now that he has become a sadhu, so other people are following him, so they must send the biggest car available on the road. I see. How humble and how wise. Let these things not get into your head. Cars don't make you big. Houses don't make you big. You look for big things, you shall be ending up in the smallest stuff. You be yourself. Be God. Then what will happen? God knows. What? You don't know. He knows best, no. And His best is, Habba. God's best is, you understand? Like a man who is eating every day rice and potato, rice, potato. Dosa, idli, dosa. What can he choose for you? But a person who has eaten every type of dishes, Thai, Asian, Indian, American, everything, ask him to pick up a dish for you. Oh, gourmet. The best dish will come. Now, if you look for the best thing, what is your best thing? From among the little knowledge that you picked up. God's best? Whew, unimaginable. But that confidence, you be happy with yourself. Do not try to exploit anybody. Samadukha sukha. Things are there? Excellent. Not there? Excellent. Don't beg. You want to beg somebody? Only Ishvara. Nobody else. And tasmat kshami. Kshami means forgiving. Forgiving anybody, anytime. Forgiving. Why? Forgiving is what? Not with a sense of superiority. That is how the person is. What can I do? Forgiving. Kshami. And how else is? Santushta satatam yogi yatatma drudanisya. Yogi satatam santushta. This is the natural characteristic of a devotee, a wise man. Call it a bhakta, call it jnani. Bhagavan says, madbhakta same priya. Same bhakta. One who is like this. Adveshta, sarvabhutanam adveshta, maitra, karuna evacha, nirmama, nirahankara, samadukha sukha, kshami, santushta, such a yogi, yatatma, drudha nishchaya, mai arpita mano buddhi, madbhakta, mama priya. This is my devotee, very dear to me. Madbhakta. Why? Mai arpita mano buddhi. Manascha buddhischa. What is that manaha? All sankalpa. Buddhi, adhyavaya sayatmika buddhi. All your sankalpas and efforts, everything dedicated to Ishvara. Every thought is given to him. Meaning you are conscious from the day one. Ishvara. That is why to function in life, devotion is the best. For jnanam, devotion comes natural. A devotee may not be a wise man. Understand? You begin with the devotion, you may not be wise. Because your devotion can be of two types. One is born of wisdom, other is born of fear. Born of ignorance also you can be devotee. Like we are a devotee of so many things. We are a devotee of money, we are a devotee of a car, we are a devotee of a house, we are a devotee of a job, we are a devotee of a thing. Why? Looking for happiness, looking for security. You will be in trouble. That devotee will be in trouble. But that devotee who sees, devotee of God, where you are not there, God alone is existing. What is the problem? There will be no problem. Backed by wisdom. So such devotees who see the separation, it will be difficult for them. At this moment they are not wise. But when there is no separation, that devotee and the wise, both are one and the same. Are you getting that point? Both are one and the same. He may speak the language of devotion, but that is wisdom. When you are with yourself, again you are also a devotee. Suppose a wise person, and he says not a devotee, that means he is not wise, he is informed. Are you getting that? A devotee who sees the separation between God and himself is not wise. One who does not see the separation is wisdom. Same way. The person who claims to be wise but has no devotion, informed person. But the person who claims to be wise and one with it is a devotee, one and the same. There the knowledge has culminated in the absolute. Okay? Therefore, jnana, bhakti, both are one and the same. Okay? So such a santushta satatam yogi, yatatma drudha nishche, always drudha nishche, absolutely confident. Drudha nishche, confident. You cannot shake that confidence. Unshakable perception, vision, confidence. You tell anything you like. Unshakable. Why? I am the happiness. God alone is confidence. Understand? Not to show off to somebody, not to show off to somebody. It's only for yourself. You see it. Because a fanatic also is drudha nishchaya. A fanatic also is very confident. But is intolerant of other people's confidence. Whereas a wise man is full of confidence, appreciates other people's confidence, and also understands who is overconfident and fanatic. This is genuine confidence. Are you getting that? Me being who I am. Therefore, you are happy wherever you see that confidence. As much I am happy with myself, somebody also is happy with himself. We are the best friends in the world. Should you feel afraid, should you feel threatened that somebody also is equally wise like you? You should be happy. Why? Appa, at last I have a good friend. Why? Because with such a person, you have no restrictions. No, you don't have to watchful. What I say, what I do, what I do. Why? Understanding is complete. To come across a person like that is such a luck. Other person understands as much I understand. So nothing is misunderstood, nothing is, misinterpreted. Everything is fine. Abba. Should he feel threatened by another person of understanding, or should he feel happy about it? That is why when you are happy with yourself, whoever understands, is fantastic. Welcome to the club. So beautiful. And it's the only place where everybody is welcome. Why? Who is the one who is not infinity? Absolute. Drudha Nishchay. Mayyarpita manobuddhi, we shall see more of it in the afternoon. Bhakt, samad bhakta, yo mad bhakta, same priya. He is my devotee, mad bhakta. Why? My mano buddhi arpita. If you offer your mind, your intellect, your ahankar, mamakar, I thought, my thought, that means body and other things are automatically offered. Because body has no sense of separation. I separate the body from totality. When I give up, does the body suffer any sense of separation? Are you getting that? Body anyway never suffers a sense of separation. I identified with the body, kept the body separate. When I am given up, I understand myself, body is already part of the totality. Mind is part of everything. Ishvara Lord is Samad Bhakta Same Priya hai. And such a person we'll see in the afternoon, 4 o'clock, very nicely. Read that one. Yasman no dijate lokah lokan no dijate chayah harsha marsha bhayod vegaihi mukto yasya cha me priyah. We shall see in the afternoon. Thus a person never creates anxiety for anybody, nor for himself. He never creates anxiety for anybody, nor anybody. He doesn't get anxious about anything in this universe. Wow. What a personality. We shall see that in the afternoon at 4 o'clock. Close your eyes, please.